Namaste. Have you ever thought, why do we need to balance the emotions? I'm not talking about managing emotions. I'm talking about balancing emotions. It means truly understanding the root behind emotional imbalance, truly understanding the emotional baggage, truly understanding the root cause of the emotional baggage, truly understanding the underlying cause which are generating the emotions. You might have heard from the people saying that I'm very emotional, I'm oversensitive. Let me tell you, being emotional has less to do with the nature and more to do with how your brain interprets the world around you. Stay tuned. Let us deep dive into this topic. We have five senses and a lot of receptors to receive the information. We receive a lot of information from environment, and that information goes into our brain. And there is a tiny part of the brain that is on the backside of the head that is called amygdala. The main function of amygdala is to assign polarity and create emergency response or reactive response. Let us have a few examples to understand the emergency and reactive response. You are trying to cross the road and suddenly some vehicle comes with very high speed. Now this information through sensory receptors goes to your brain. Amygdala will receive it and will assign the polarity. And since it is a threat, amygdala will assign it a negative polarity. As soon as amygdala decides or assigns a negative polarity to this, your brain will direct you to either push yourself so that you can cross the road by the time vehicle reaches there, or pull yourself back so that let first vehicle cross the road and then you cross the road. Let us take another example to understand this. You are making some chapatis or paratha in kitchen and suddenly you touch your finger to hot tawa. Now what will happen? This information will go to amygdala. Amygdala, since it is a threat or it will have a burning sensation, so amygdala will assign a negative polarity to this and it will direct or brain will direct you to immediately pull your finger away or pull your hand away. So yes, emergency response and reactive response are very important in our life. Without this emergency or reactive response, we can die. We can burn our finger. And so many things can happen. But here question is, what is the percentage of events or situations like this we have in our life when we need emergency or reactive response? That percentage is very minimal. Maybe 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. Most of the time, we need to have a response wherein we think, understand the situation, and respond. But is this what happens with us? No. Let's take one example. You had some fight in office or some argument in office, and you went home. When you opened the door, your son came running and wanted to hug you, but you shouted on him. Now, this is again emergency response or reactive response came from amygdala. But do you really need to have that kind of response in that situation? I think no. You would like to think and then respond to that situation. So, amygdala creates emergency response. And at the same time, we need to have another kind of response wherein we think and respond to the situation. And that percentage varies in a big manner. 95 to 98% of the time or situation or events, we need to think and respond. And in maybe 1, 2, 3, 4% of the time, we need to create emergency response. But don't worry. You might be thinking, then yeah, okay, we are reacting. But how we can reduce that reactive behavior? How we can reduce that emergency response in normal situations where we need not to have emergency response? How we can reduce that? So here we go. First, let us try to understand when this emergency response is created, what happens in our brain. When information is received, amygdala will assign a polarity, positive or negative. And based on this polarity, it creates a perception, either positive perception or negative perception. That means it is a one-sided perception. And it is this one-sided perception which creates emotions, which creates emergency response, which creates reactive response. If I say, or if someone says he's an emotional person, that doesn't mean that person is weak. That means what? His brain has assigned polarities to everything around him. That means he's trying to see everything with the polarity, either positive, negative, either positive, negative, like that, or good, bad, nice, mean. So like that, he's trying to see everything around him with the polarity. So when amygdala assigns the value, we lose the control. We get swept away by one-sided perception. And emotions take the driver's seat. When we allow emotions to take the driver's seat, it takes us to whatever way it wants or it chooses. Do you really want to have that kind of life where you don't have any control? Or you would like to have a life where you have control? So, let me tell you that when you would like to balance your emotional baggage, you will develop the ability to go beyond the polarity and have control. And when you have control, just imagine what power you would have if you could respond to the life with clarity instead of being pushed or pulled by the polarized emotion. Balancing emotions is not about feeling good. It's about taking complete charge to experience the life itself. So, are you ready to take control of your life? Are you eager to take control of your life? If it resonates with you, and if you are tired of the feeling of becoming passenger to your emotions, then deep dive with me to learn the practical ways to balance your emotions, create balanced mindset, create powerful mindset. Thank you.